Hey guys, it's the Chad, your C10 truck nerd, and today we're going to go through and give you another shop update on my 30 by 40 by 12 shop that's taken me 4,250 years to get done. But I do get a lot of requests for updates, so I'm going to walk you through what we've done, what we've got left to do, and hopefully this is maybe the last or second to last video because we're getting close, and when I say close, I mean we've got 5,000 things to do, but close. Alrighty, so what I've got is a 30 by 40 with 12-foot walls, 2x6 construction. I put R19 bats in the wall. We blew R38 up in the ceiling. Well, R30 or 38, somewhere in that ballpark there. I got an R10 garage door, insulated windows, so it's going to be a pretty tight shop. We went through and put 92 sheets of OSB on the walls and the ceiling. I built this front platform, the enabler and I did, and now it's time to go through and figure out if we're going to prime and paint this, which we are going to. It just absolutely needs to be done. The downfall is it's winter, but we've had a couple warmer days, so I'm going to hit this with 1 or 2 coats of original oil-based Kills to try to cover up this wood grain of the OSB, and then I'm going to go back and top coat it. I'm not sure yet. I'm thinking maybe white or maybe a light gray with darker gray trim. I don't know. That doesn't really matter, but we got to go get that done. We got to get the compressor installed, a mini split, heaters in here, maybe a lift, 2 lifts, just all the fine-tuning, fine details. I'm not good with words. I've only been doing YouTube for a few years and I still suck at it, so here we go. All right, so my plan is to go through and put 2 coats of original Kills oil-based on here. You got to use oil-based to cover up this wafer board of the OSB. That way the yellowing or the tannins doesn't come through and make it look ugly after we get the top coat on. And it's just kind of a perk too. In the middle of the winter, you keep the garage door down most of the day and you got oil-based, you get a little, you know, kind of a good time. So we're gonna get started here. This is gonna suck. I'm not spraying it. I am gonna roll it and use a brush just so I can get everything into all these little nooks and crannies. So here we go. Alrighty, so it's like 24, 25 degrees outside. I am so glad we insulated the attic of the shop because it's 45 in here. And I just put on the blast heater, so I'm gonna have it up to 55, 60 pretty quick and keep on chugging because it's still not even close. Alrighty, so I've gone through and I've wasted a tremendous amount of time trying to go through and get primer in these joints between the OSB, and it absolutely sucks, and then it's running everywhere. So what I decided to do, I went and grabbed some caulking, and I'm actually running caulking all the way up to the ceiling. That way I don't waste so much time trying to prime. And yes, I know I should be spraying. I've got so much crap in here, guys. I'm just doing it by hand in a roller because I can break it down into sections. But man, this is, it's going slow, but I'm only on my second tube of caulking and I'll probably do like 6 or 7 or 400 the time I'm done, but still progress. Well, it is caulked, you know, all the walls, all the ceilings, all the seams are done. So now we're ready for some primer. This was a long time coming. It took me about another month because, you know, the weather turned to crud on me. But I tell you, the best thing I did was insulate that ceiling up there. Even when it was 8 degrees out, it was 48 in here without any heaters on. So that's pretty spectacular. So if you guys can afford to insulate your shops and attics, do that. And even moved one of the trucks around. Those casters are awesome. And I've never showed you guys that truck on the channel yet. So maybe one day we'll break that out and I'll tell you the story about it, but not yet. It's finally time to start rolling this, and I'm, excited because it's going to transform pretty quickly, but also not at the same time because my shoulders are going to hurt. 12-foot ceilings, it's going to be fun over my head. So again, I've learned over years of painting, put a hat on, that way you don't get oil-based paint right in your hair because it'll stink tonight when I'm trying to take a shower. So let's get going. Let's get this shop turned at least primer white, and then we'll figure out what color we're going to make it after that. So look, the enabler made it over. He wanted to help. Except for he didn't, but he offered, and I finally said yes, so here he is.
I've offered a bunch of times. Why? Because this guy complains constantly to me, the shop's taking forever.
That doesn't even sound like me.
And then he turns me down for help. I'm like, I don't even feel sorry anymore, so whatever.
It's always a Sunday afternoon though, and that's my, oh man, I hate my life. I have to go back to work day, so that's usually the day I don't want to do stuff. But guess what today is? Sunday afternoon, and we're getting there, and I still hate my life, so thanks for the help.
You're welcome.
Well, I tell you, I understand why people pay big bucks to have somebody spray this, because trying to roll this, getting all this in the wafer board is just terrible. I mean, I should have shoulders the size of Hans and Franz the time I'm done with this, because even the ceiling, it's a killer. I mean, I'm cheap. That's it. Alrighty, so I've got all the priming finally done. Now I'm moving on to the ceiling paint. And again, up on the scaffolding sucks, but hopefully I can get this done with 5 gallons. At least that's what Menards thought. But you can see I've got some of it started already, and it's quite a bit brighter. So that looks pretty dang good. So, day 2, 4 days, I'll have the ceilings done, and then onto the walls. And I think I might put a little color on the walls, because this is very sterile and it's not me. Alrighty folks, we have gone through and got 2 coats of primer on all the walls, the ceiling, 2 coats of flat ceiling paint up there, and I tell you, it looks pretty good. But now it's time to get a little color out here, and all this white is just too much for me, so I need just something different. So I'm gonna go with this Glidden Premium that I picked up at the Home Depot, and I know Glidden's not the best paint in the world. This is a little bit higher up in their line, but I had gift cards to Home Depot, so that's why we're using it. And it's just amazing to me how expensive paint is. I usually go to Sherwin and pick up their super paint, but 5 gallons of that stuff, even with a 35% off coupon right now, is just shy of $300, which it's crazy. So got this for $136 before the coupons or the gift cards and all that. And we're going with the Sherwin-Williams Repose. It's Repose Gray, which is a light gray. So just something to break up the ceiling to the walls. And I went with the satin so I can wipe it down a little bit easier. But Glidden it is, and you guys can say I'm stupid later. So let's get this on the wall. Okie dokie, so I've got 1 coat of gray on the walls, and I'm glad there's a contrast there. I don't know, we're gonna have to let this dry. I'm not digging that first coat very well, but hopefully I don't regret not spending the extra money going to Sherwin, but I probably will. But I still got another coat. If it takes 3, then I'm gonna go back to Depot and tell this kid he sucks at recommending paint. So, yep. All right, so I just went through and put coat number 2 on, and I think it's a lot better. I don't see any real bleed through or streaking, but time will tell once it dries. I've also gone through and bought me some, what is this, Colonial or Craftsman casing. I'm gonna actually be putting that up right in between the ceiling and the walls. My 12-foot mark was, about 12 foot 2, so I do have a gap, and it's not big enough for a 3/4 inch quarter round up there, so we'll be putting that down. It was a smoking deal. I got those for $1.99 at Menards. They were on sale, and then they had a rebate, so it's gonna work out pretty good, but I only need like 52,000 of those, and we're getting there. It is going way faster than the primer, I'll give it that, so I like it. Alrighty, so here's wow. Check out that mohawk, that's good looking. So my plan is I'm gonna take this 2 1/4 inch Craftsman casing, I'm gonna shove it up here, and that is gonna be kind of like my crown molding, just to hide that gap all the way around. And then in the corners, I'm gonna go through and take some probably 1/2 or 3/4 by 3/4 quarter round, jam it in there, and just kind of trim this thing out. Does it need it? Probably not. Is it gonna make me feel better? Yeah, because I do want this to look as nice as I can, and really, it's not terribly a lot more money. And yes, I'm standing on my scaffolding and kind of scared of heights a little bit, but I'm getting used to it with this. Okay, that was stupid. That kind of scared me there. I forgot to lock the wheels, but yeah, so let's get this done. Okay guys, I've been at this wall for about 45 minutes. I've gone through and put almost the whole wall, a 2 1/4 inch Craftsman casing up, and look how much better that looks, from what it was to what it is. And just for a few bucks per wall, 100% totally worth it. It looks pretty nice. And if you guys wonder why I never get anything done and why I'm slow at everything, it is 11:16 on a Monday night, and I got out here about 10:15. And that's my life, between work and soccer and coaching soccer and dinner and kids and wife and bedtime. I get a couple hours every once in a while to do this, and truly 2 hours at a time, this will get done, but we're getting there. Well, now I need to go through and decide what am I going to do with this platform. So I thought about staining it or putting some rough cedar up there. Then I said, oh, you know what? There's going to be a ladder banging the crud out of that, so I can't really paint it white. So better half came out and said, hey, why don't you paint it black, and then you can stick some C10 Truck Nerd banners or something up there. So that was kind of a good idea. So throw a couple coats of primer on there, and I think I'm even going to stain the post there just because I'm fancy like that, but just going slow. Day 4,552 million of working out in the shop, and I'm almost done painting in here. So now it's time to go through, and I got a bunch of window and door casing to go through and paint, and I'm gonna use same that we used in the house, Sherwin-Williams alabaster. Alabaster, that would not be alabaster paint. It's kind of an off-white, so that's what I'm gonna do for the doors and the casing and the windows and all that. So kind of looks like a studio back there, guys. This is looking pretty cool. I'm tired. Okay, work. So I went through and got some 1x and trimmed these window openings out. It looks pretty good. So I just got to get some window casing over there and put it on the miter saw and get my 45s cut, and should be pretty sweet. All right, so I gotta say I am no trim carpenter, but I got the casing up. Looks pretty good from about 10 feet. Gotta get a couple coats of paint on that, and they go through and I got the access point to the attic. I got it trimmed out too, and I'm using Sherwin-Williams alabaster, and it's just kind of an off-white compared to the ceiling. It bothers me, so I think I gotta go paint it back to ceiling paint flat. So anyway, we are still moving forward. Alrighty folks, that's gonna do it for this shop update video, and truly, this was a long one. You know, it was spanned. The duration of this was about 6 months. You know, it is warm outside again, and we started in the winter when it was sub-zero, and part of that is, you know, you only can work out here in certain temperatures. You know, the caulking's not gonna stick or the paint's gonna be no good, so it did slow me down tremendously, but I also have wife and kids and a job, so that kind of gets in the way too. But I guess that's a learning lesson from this video, is if you have money, you probably could have hired all this stuff out and it would have been done in 2 or 3 weeks. But again, it's not that I'm cheap. I'd like to use that money for, you know, the fun stuff out here. So I enjoy seeing my work at the end of the day. You know, as we've gone through and done this ourselves, it's fun to see the progression of it, but it really slowed everything down too. But the last video, it's gonna be the final video. You know, that is gonna be the fun one. We gotta do all the fine detail work. We gotta completely clean the shop out, clean it, get a game plan. How are we gonna lay this out? Where are toolboxes gonna go? Are we gonna get a lift? Or are we gonna have to use jack stands for a while? Are we gonna put a fridge in here? I mean, I could probably put a bed out here in case I screw up, then it's cheaper than a hotel, right? Well, if you guys haven't, please hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and make sure you come back, because like I said, 1 to go. We are so close. From the beginning of this series, we started with the patch of grass, all the way through the progression of this, and we are so close. I can taste it, and it tastes like $100 bills. This last one's gonna be expensive. Well, I appreciate your time, and thanks for watching. This is awesome.